Hello and welcome to today's daily intuitive inspirational message. So if this is your first time here, hello, hi, welcome. I am Jeya. I am a clairaudient. I do receive various styles of channeled messages. So as those messages come out, I will be relaying them to you. Now I will do a 3 inspirational deck card pull so we can discuss different inspirations that we can gather for our next 24 hours. And whatever intuitive channeled messages come through, I do relay those to you. Keep in mind, this is a collective energy. That means it's everybody who will ever watch the video. Hi will be, your energy will all be in there. So as that energy is collected and I gather that some of it will resonate, which you can kindly take. Whatever doesn't, compassionately leave it for the person who needs to hear it most, okay? So let's see what's in store for your next 24. I'm seeing a man and he's holding his daughter. And I'm seeing her elbow, like if he's holding her, she's holding on to his neck, you know, like holding on, like really holding on. This is speaking about holding on. There's a situation that may be going on with some of you. It's holding on to a specific relationship. Others of you, it's holding on to memories. Others of you, this is holding on to some sort of stable foundation. The past is over. This is a new day. One that I have never lived before. I love that. This is a new day, one that I have not lived before. Like you haven't lived today before. This is a new day. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment. This is a new moment. This is a new day. This is a new time. When we look at our lives like that, where we wake up with the thought that this is a new day, one that I haven't lived before. We see life as an opportunity rather than what happened yesterday, what's going to happen today, what's going to happen tomorrow, and all of that, you know. Hi, AJ. Good morning. I know it's morning out there. Yeah. This is leaving the past in the past, because the past is over. Okay? So this is leaving the past. Good morning. And this is leaving the past in the past and building something from the past. I feel like this statue is something from the past, and then this is somebody growing something over it. This is learning lessons from the past foundations. From stuff that was solid in your life that is no longer solid, but it's still solid in your mind. It's still something that you can grow from. That's what it is. I feel like the little girl that's grabbing onto her dad's like neck is like that. It's like you're hanging on to some memories. Some of you, it's like memories, but when I said memories, I felt like saying distant memories. And I also feel like distance, we're talking about distances and generations ago. And building off of that. This can also be working on yourself. This could be self-development that you guys are going through. Perhaps going through, some of you guys are going through self-development where you're getting rid of codependent ideas. This could be in relationships, and this could also be with finances, and this can also be with family members, where you're no longer looking at what other people could tell you is this is the way, this is the way, this is the way. It feels more like this is the way I used to, and this is the way I'm going. And you're using that as a foundation to help you build what works for you. Yeah, it's like using that as a foundation to see what works for you. This isn't dismissing it. It's just using it in a different way than everybody else traditionally used it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But you're still hanging on to it. And I feel like whatever you guys are hanging on, whether it's a relationship, whether it's an old way of doing things, whether it's whatever, when you're hanging on to it, I feel like within the next 24 hours, you will be hanging on to it in a whole different light. I feel like you'll be hanging on to it in more of a light that you're looking at it as in, I'm learning from this. This is a foundational, it's the foundation of something new. You're seeing it in a positive light, not hanging on to it negative, like you need it. You're hanging on to it like, I'm going to learn from this, or I'm going to grow from this, or I'm going to use this to help me with my growth. You know, it's like that. It's a positive way. Without self-mastery, we are all slaves to fear, impulse, and conformity. With self-mastery, joy, greatness, and transcendence are ours. So this is talking about having the discipline to continue on a path that you are paving for yourself, but it's your divine path. It's the path that you know that is for you. You're starting to take that path within the next 24 hours. I do see that you're letting go of old patterns that kept you bound from experiencing joy, from experiencing greatness, and being able to transcend and being able to grow. Okay, so whatever it was that you're holding on to, you are aware. I feel like a good amount of you guys are already aware. I feel like everybody's already aware that that was a destructive impulse, a destructive fear, you know, like staying in that conformity, staying in that where you were okay with it was just destructive for you. And I feel like within the next 24 hours, you're looking at how to grow from it. You're looking how to make something better out of it. How to have that as your foundation to something better, something more meaningful, something growing, something worth living for. It's this abundance that's coming with it. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the empathic oracle. Okay. I just keep seeing like a rod, okay? But it looks like a wooden rod. And I feel like this man is holding on to this wooden rod, and it's like gonna be used for something. It's really long. I want to say it's like this long, and it's like he's holding on to it, and he's gonna do something with it. Like I feel like there's gonna be a piece of fabric that's tied to it, but I can't tell. I don't feel like it's gonna be a flag. I feel like it's like some kind of fabric that's supposed to be on it. He's making something. He's building something. This is craftsmanship. You may be building something right now, turning something into a success, turning something into a useful situation for you. I feel like whatever it was that you were engaging before in was destructive, and now you're looking at it to be useful. You know, sometimes we look at our problems, like if somebody has like a problem with, you know, anger or something, right? And then later on you overcome it, and now you use that as an actual tool to help you get through different situations. You know, so whatever this is that you are letting it be in the past, you're letting it be. Letting it be. Letting it be. Through that act of just allowing it to be, you're able to get more insight on the situation, and you're also able to get the insight you're able to get the insight on your perception of things. I'm seeing somebody who's looking out the window, and the drapes, the curtains, there's like fabric. There's just so much fabric that I'm looking at. I'm looking at so much fabric. And it's talking about how we're woven, how we're made. This is talking about the fabric of life. And this is the fabric of your life. You know, pieces of fabric, if you look at them under a microscope, you'll see that the fabric looks like a bunch of different, like, strings that are going, you know, in different directions or something, right? Depending on what fabric you're looking at. It's amazing to look at fabric under a microscope. Now, when you look at that, and then you look at it from our regular, you know, you see it from the big picture, oh, this is a blanket or something, right? So when you see these pieces woven together, this is speaking about taking whatever it was that's in the past and sort of weaving it into your now, weaving it into your story, weaving it into your into who you are, into how you've seen the perception, how it was perceived to you in the past, how you perceive it now, and how that impacts how you see things in life, how you see things in the world. And there's growth. There's a lot of growth in it. Next 24 hours, a lot of growth. Entanglement, 43. Entanglement. I feel like entanglement is talking about you know, I never noticed this about this one. I always seen it like this, like where it looks kind of like a little bird, right? And here's the beak. But right now I'm seeing it, and I see that over here, it feels like there's a big beak. It feels like this is the top of like a big beak. Like this is still the head, but imagine there's not that beak there. There's a big beak right here, and there's a big beak right here. But I still see this one with the beak. This is talking to me about how something used to look like to you when you were a kid, and how things look like to you now that you've grown. Things that looked like to you when you were not fully developed, and how things look now that you're grown. This is learning from that, learning about different perceptions of things. There's a positive growth in that. Now we're going to do the lesson cards again. I really enjoyed it. So we'll go ahead and check these out. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing a man and woman, and they're getting married. And I'm like watching them in between. Like I'm seeing both of their heads, showing me both of their heads side by side. And it's showing me their hands, holding hands. But there's nobody in the church. I just see both of them by themselves. But I know they're getting married. This is about developing the different aspects of yourself. The positive, the negative, the masculine, the feminine, the dark, the light, the happy, the sorrow. the anger and the joy, the friction. The friction and I'm hearing and a compass. So knowing how to direct that, knowing how to direct challenges, which way you're going, which direction you're taking. It's like that. This is being able to balance yourself within the next 24 hours. I feel like there's going to be a lesson in balance. If you master yourself, Don't be afraid. I feel a lot of people, this is fear. Fear and impulse. And fear and impulse and conformity all go hand in hand. It's like if somebody were to come up to you and tell you, this is how I want things to be done and this and that, and you're kind of afraid of the person, regardless of whether, like, if you kind of disagree, but you're like, you know what, it's okay, you're conforming. And you're conforming out of fear. And the impulse to do it right away, their way, kicks in. Instead of thinking it through and saying, I don't agree with that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why those three things mesh together. Make sure no one's making you do anything out of fear. Make sure you are thinking things through, where you think about whether this is for you, whether this is not for you. And I'm seeing rooftops, and I keep seeing chimneys. The chimney on the rooftop, I'm hearing wants to smoke, but there's no smoke. Wants to smoke, but there is no smoke. Maybe some of you, this is just for some of you, where there's somebody sort of crying wolf around you that says, oh my goodness, I need your help. Oh my goodness, I need your help. And they don't really need your help, you know? It's kind of like that. And I feel like the impulse to go and help them, you need to overcome. Yeah, because it's like I'm just staring, like waiting for the smoke to come out, but there's no smoke coming out. So it's like somebody who's crying wolf, somebody who's like making something your problem that's not your problem. It's like that. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Trust. When that person is in your life, which I feel like a lot of you guys, this is a person that day to day you may be seeing, like physically seeing. And this is a person that maybe, this is for some of you, of course, it's not going to resonate for everybody, but a good majority of you, this is somebody who actually always tells you, that, you know, they could even text you all the time or call you all the time. But this is somebody who always says that there's a problem. They always say that they've got this really big urgent need and you have to go and fix it. I feel like most of you on impulse, if they say, I need you to go to the store, you go to the store. If they say, I need you to do this or that, you go and do this or that. You don't even think about it. You're not even thinking about it. Like, this is what it is. This is what I feel. This is trusting what your intuition's saying about the situation. This is saying, you know what? I don't think these people really need me. I think they could get in their own car and go to the store. I think they could get up and do something. They don't have to be telling me to take care of everything. This is trusting yourself, to value yourself in what you want to accomplish, where you would compromise and where you draw the line where you don't compromise for yourself, for your higher self, for your growth. That's your higher self, is the self that's growing. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you're always doing it for your growth. If you're going to help somebody, help them when you've already helped yourself that day. Help them when you're able to give without lacking. Give without lacking is what I'm hearing, because a lot of people, it's okay once in a while your friend needs help. It's okay once in a while so-and-so needs your help. It's okay if you're helping so-and-so get on their feet or something every now and then. But you got to understand where your line is, that you say, I need to take care of myself. I need to make sure that I'm doing this. My basic needs are met. Because I feel like some people, it's your basic needs. Like making sure, okay, did I have time to, I wanted to go meditate today. I didn't get time to meditate. That's not something that you just throw on the back burner. That's something that was for you, that you wanted to do for your growth. And if you compromised that for something, then you got to start thinking, why am I compromising things? Am I compromising it because I'm afraid of what other people are going to say? Am I afraid of what, because what's more important than your personal growth? Satisfying someone else's needs? No. You need to grow. This is taking on a new role. This is you becoming from a little baby chick to an adult bird, saying, I need to get my worm. I need to go and get my, early bird gets worm. And it's funny because we're looking at a lot of stuff pertaining to birds. This is answering your calling. Getting out of fear mindset. Getting out of conformity. If you're going to conform divinely. Divinely conform. I'm hearing that. Divinely do it. Whatever serves that highest purpose, do it. Like if you are learning something, like you're learning, I'm learning this meditation thing, or I'm learning this growth, it has to do with whatever I'm feeling called to do. Like I'm called to build, houses or something, or you're learning about houses or something. And so, and you're doing that all night. Okay, yeah, that's where you conform. That's where you should compromise. That's where you do it. You compromise when it has to do with your growth. You see what I'm saying? But don't compromise if somebody's like, hey, can you go to the store right now? I know you're busy with your class, but can you go to the store real quick? Or, I'm busy. You're busy with your thing. I don't know, with your meditation or whatever. But can you go do this or that for me? Then they're not valuing your time. And then you're not valuing your time. And then they don't value because you don't value. So the past is over. I'm hearing those days are over. Oh, man. And I'm seeing a man and he's like buying jewelry. I feel like the man is buying jewelry. He's buying jewelry for a woman, but it doesn't feel like he's buying jewelry for a woman. It feels very spiritual. It feels like he's buying jewelry for the other side of himself. He's taking care of his needs. He's taking care of his desires. He's taking care of himself. Because there's a healthy way of taking care of your desires. It doesn't have to be in a negative way. We have positive desires, and those positive desires is the desire to bring change into the world, is the desire to bring love into the world, is the desire to bring your heart into the world through whatever you do, whatever acts you're doing, your acts of kindness, whatever your acts of whatever you're bringing. If you're making something, you put the intention of making a chair. Let's say you're making chairs. You're putting them together because you're thinking wholeheartedly every time someone sits in this chair, it ain't going to break. They're going to be able to be accountable. Like, this is a very accountable chair. This chair is sturdy. It's like that. It's making things with intention. And when you make things with intention, the universe gives back. It gives back. As fiercely as you think it is as fiercely as you receive it. With self-mastery, joy, greatness, and transcendence are ours. Greatness. You do great you get greatness. That's how that works. It's a give and take. You give something fear, you give something like that lack, then you're going to receive lack. You give it abundance, you give it strength, you give it joy, you give it greatness, you get greatness. That's how we do things. That's how we get things. In this world, there's no crybabies. There are no crybabies. Oh, man. Yes. No. It's not a time to sit and whine. It's a time to grow. Oh, man. There's just so much. And I'm seeing like a lot of hills. There's a lot of hills with that. You guys just need to trust. So for the next 24 hours, we're being called to trust our inner voice. Trust that guidance. Trust the divine. Trust that you're being guided in the right way. If it feels right, it is right. You do right. You bring right. You bring it in a bring it in an abundance. Bring it in greatness. Bring it with stability. When you do something for someone else, I don't care if you're making them tea or what. You make that the best tea. Make it the tea that they're going to be drinking. If it's your tea for your grandmother, she drinks it. She's so happy that you put it together so right. You put maybe just the right amount of honey in it. You put just the right amount of whatever she likes in it. Every little act you do it with greatness. And trust. Trust that greatness is coming back to you. Trust that your path is great. Trust that you're going somewhere great. Trust. Oh, I feel it like real strong. Strong trust. Strength and trust. Greatness in everything you do. Look, this looks like a quilt. I was saying that I felt like the fabric and stuff and the fabric being put together, and that's what it looks like right here. It's a fabric of trust. Building stuff with other people. You may be doing new business ventures because this baby is turning into an adult. This is letting the past be the past, doing growth in your business. This is being, fearless in your business now. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, have trust and get rid of fear. That's your message for the next 24 hours. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, have trust and get rid of fear. That's how you're going to be successful. It's a very powerful message today. Very strict. There's a need for self-discipline in the arena of trust, trusting your inner guidance, and trusting that fear can be let go of. Only hold on to things as a means of serving your highest good. If it doesn't serve your highest good, it's gotta go. It doesn't. Don't let things that don't matter, don't let those things rent space in your mind, because they're sitting there rent free. And that's it. That's it. Okay, you guys. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I learned a lot. This is very beautiful. Today's message is very good. This is about trusting in ourselves. This is about trusting in the higher wisdom, the divine path, and following that path. Growing strength within ourselves. So as I leave you guys, I wish you guys strength. I wish you guys a lot of strength. A lot of strength within yourself, within your mind, within your heart. That you have strength to pursue the willingness of your soul, where your soul wills to go. All right, you guys. Thank you and have a fantastic 24. Bye.